It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and we are back with another lager battle video. In the UK supermarkets, you can generally go to the beer aisle and you can find World Lager for, at the moment, at least in 2023, you can buy 3 bottles of World Lager for £5. And what I thought was, let's start matching these beers up. Let's start pitting them against each other. See which is the best lager. So we've done lots of Heineken, we've done lots of Carling and Foster's and all of these other world beers. We've done Stella Artois, some of the German beers, Warsteiner, Krombacher. And now it's time for the Asian battle. The Asian battle, I seen these 2 beers and I thought, okay, I'll never be able to find another Thai beer like Singha, or I'll never be able to find another kind of tiger beer from Singapore. So why not just combine these 2 beers? This is the closest beer battle from Asia that I'm gonna get. So on my left we have Singha, and on my right, your left, we have Tiger. The other thing that's really interesting about these world beers in the supermarket, 3 bottles for £5, is that they all have slightly different millilitres per bottle. Some have 660 millilitres, some have 650 millilitres. Let's have a look at these. This Tiger beer is 640 millilitres. The Singha, 630 millilitres. Some are brewed in the UK, some are brewed in their native countries. You can definitely tell the UK brewed versions. So, without further ado, let's get these beers out into a glass and see what we get. Gonna start off with the Tiger, a world acclaimed Asian lager from Singapore. So this is quite clever. Born in Singapore, this one. It's actually been brewed in the UK under license from Heineken, Asia Pacific. So Heineken UK, Edinburgh, this beer is brewed. But it was born, it says so on the bottle, it was born in Singapore. There's the bottle cap. It's 4.8% ABV. I would just like to state you can't buy big bottles of Carling or Foster's, or Carlsberg for that matter, in the world beer aisle. It's just that I wanted to throw out there that I put Carling against Foster's in cans. Time for the Singha. Where's this brewed? It's 5% ABV. Brewed and bottled by Shepherd Neame Limited, UK. So the original Thai beer, Bangkok, Thailand, but brewed in the UK, 5% ABV. There's the bottle cap. I've been to Shepherd Neame. If you want to have a look at a Shepherd Neame brewery tour video, put it into the YouTube search button with Real Ale on the end and you will find my Shepherd Neame brewery tour video. Lovely place, lovely people. I also brewed a beer with them whilst I was down there. It was called Shepherd Neame Ginger Porter. Check that out if you want to. You can see the whole brewing process. So Singha 5%, Tiger 4.8%. 2 completely different looking lagers. I would say the Shepherd Neame has a more refined carbonation. The bubble is smaller. An old brewer once told me the smaller the bubble, the better the beer. If you have a look at the Singha, there's some large carbonation rocking up from the bottom of that glass. which to be honest with you is scaring me a little bit. Because if smaller the bubble, better the beer, larger the bubble, the worse the beer. Not always true, not always true. So I'm going to start off with a 4.8. I always work with ABV. I'll start off with a 4.8% ABV Tiger Lager. Kept his head quite well. Amber in colour. Aroma. Little bit malty and biscuity. Little bit peppery and spicy. That's an indication that the beer's going to have a nice amount of bitterness to it. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Little bit thin, little bit watery and thin on the beginning, the start of the beer, but then there's a little bit of malt in there, and there's a nice amount of bitterness coming through. There's a nice whack of bitterness hitting me on the back end here. Carlsberg Marston's. Very recently did a Carlsberg export beer review, and this is very similar. Very similar to Carlsberg export. Doesn't have that horrible kind of syrupy flavour that the Carlsberg export had. But it's quite thin. It's quite a thin, not much happening on the malt front, and then carbonation and some bitterness piling through on the back end. I'm pretty sure if you went to Singapore and you bought a bottle of this in Singapore, or if you had it on draft, I'm pretty sure if you were drinking the authentic stuff, it would be completely different. I never meant this series of beers where I'm battling them up against each other. I never meant it for it to be like almost like exposing the UK beer industry in that like a lot of these world lagers are now brewed in the UK, and for whatever reason, it's not brilliant beer. It's not the greatest beer. It's almost as if like the people from Tiger have gone, okay, it's not great, but it will do. Who's looking? You know, who's looking at where these beers are being brewed? It just so happens that I've kind of mentioned where the beer's been brewed, and it's caused a little bit of a stir. Actually, there's a lot of people viewing the videos, and it's almost to the point now where people are commenting in the comments box saying, you know, some people are, I never knew, I had no idea that these beers that I thought I was drinking from around the world are actually just brewed in the UK. And it's I mean, water plays a massive part in brewing, and if you're going to be brewing a beer in Edinburgh, and if you're going to be brewing a beer in Kent, like this Singha's been brewed, and with the original Thai beer written on the front, there's going to be different water qualities from Thailand and Kent, or Edinburgh and Singapore. It's okay. It's okay beer. It's never going to rock my world. It's never going to rock. Let me rephrase that. It's a shadow of its former self because it's been brewed in the UK. Let's try the Singha 5% original Thailand beer then. It smells okay, this. Definitely all malt. Definitely an all malt lager. Biscuity, slightly wafery like. Oh, that's much better. That is much better. Oh, that's quite nice actually. Shepherd Neame are traditionally an ale brewer. Although when I was there 10 years ago, they said to me that 55% of their brewery capacity is now for contract brewing for the likes of Singha. I don't think they were brewing Singha back then, 10 years ago, but yeah, 55% of the whole brewing plant of Shepherd Neame is now to produce lager for other companies, which is a shame because they probably want to brew 100% Shepherd Neame beers for the market, don't they? And it's just a shame that people don't want to drink so much Spitfire these days, or Bishop's Finger for that matter, or their nice Kentish ale, which is very good, very good. But this is good. This is good. You can tell it's been brewed by an ale brewer. You can tell this has been brewed by a smaller brewery. There's still a large brewery, Shepherd Neame. You go in there, it's quite a vast space, but it's small compared to your Carlsberg Marstons, you know, if that makes sense. I think there's a little bit more care that goes on with Shepherd Neame than well, I've got to be careful here, haven't I? I don't want a solicitor's letter through the post, do I? It's a much better beer. The Singha is a much better beer. It's cleaner, it's crisper, you definitely get more of a malt quality coming through. It's hoppier. There's a nice flavour to the hop as well. It's not just bitter for the sake of being bitter. That's not bad, that. The Singha's not bad. So I'm going to rate the Tiger, brewed in Edinburgh by Carlsberg Marstons. Hold on, was it Wolverhampton? No. Where have I got? Oh yeah, it's Edinburgh. It is Edinburgh. It's just not very nice. It's just not very nice. It's thin, watery, not much of a malt profile coming through. A little bit of a astringent bitterness. It's a 4 out of 10. Tiger's a 4 out of 10. Singha, much better. More malt profile, more of a malt taste. Nice kind of slightly stinging nettle, bitter finish on the beer. Much more like a German Pilsner, if you like. That for me gets a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for the Singha. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.